tell them suckers to move. I ain't in the mood. Got me with the crew, let me do what I do. I tell them suckers to poof. Got me in the booth, lobby in the truth. Let me do what I do. Yeah, remember when the U come through, enter the music jungle. Or back with the block, I used to rock, I used to fumble. I still rock down, drop the ball where I want to. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Manny.
My name's Alberto.
You're tuned in to the OnlyFights podcast.
Episode 31.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Not much.
Good weekend?
Yeah, not bad. Did you watch any of the All-Star events last night?
I didn't. I didn't even hear about it until
yeah, I didn't even
right
know.
Before it was about to happen.
I didn't even know. I was at that bar last night and I saw they were showing it. They were showing the slam dunk contest and stuff. It seemed kind of whack, honestly. And also, I'm not into NBA like that, so I didn't know any of the guys participating.
Right.
But yeah,
I know they had like the verses. They had
That's
like
right. It was like AI.
a highlight battle.
It was like AI and Tracy McGrady. Yeah.
I have no idea what happened there.
Me either. But that sounds fun though. Those are two guys that got a lot of fun highlights.
Yeah. I had a root for the answer. You know what I mean? That's my guy. But I don't know. He might have got embarrassed. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Now I was busy watching Shobox.
Yeah, there's a lot of fights.
A lot of fights this weekend, man. I was watching the Shobox card. It was dope because it was in Orlando, and it was promoted by Marshall Kaufman of King's Promotions. So that was pretty cool. He's from out here from where we're from. So it's pretty dope to see him on Showtime.
Yeah.
The first bout, I guess, got canceled like at the last minute. I guess it was an injury. I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
So we start with the co-main. You have Paul Crowe taking on Marquis Taylor. And it was a good opening round for Crowe, but this was definitely Taylor's night to shine. He put on a great display of boxing, offensive and defensive. He hurt Crowe a few times in the process, most notably, I think, in the 7th. Left hand sends him to the ropes, and I think the referee could even called it a knockdown because, they might have kept him up, but he didn't. And, while I mentioned, Taylor having his night, Crowe was the one doing most of the walking down, but he was very ineffective. And that caused for a frenzy in the desks of the judges. Something we rarely see in boxing, right? Nah, man. It was crazy because one judge saw the fight 77-75 for Crowe, and like I said, man, even though he did most of the walking down in most of the fight, he was very ineffective. He was getting tagged all night.
Right.
So one judge scored it 77-75 for him, and the other judge scores it 80-72 for Marquis Taylor. That's a shutout.
Wow.
It was an 8-round contest.
Yeah. And
the third judge saw it even at 76-76 for a majority decision draw, and that was some bullshit, man. The audience was booing. You could see the frustration in Marquis Taylor's face, and he let out like a shriek or like a yell. I don't know what to call it, but man, it was some bullshit, man. And and I was looking at Marshall Kaufman. He had a look of like damn, man, that's not good, man, for my event. So that sucks, but I guess it's back to the drawing board for both fighters. I don't know, but it was a good fight though. It was a good, I think even without a win, Marquis Taylor really, brought his stock up.
Yeah. That's good.
And like I said, this was Shobox, man. So, Shobox always has like really good fights between like prospects and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Anyways, moving on to the main event, we have Jermaine Ortiz, who was a former opponent of our guy Joseph Ordonez from Allentown.
Yeah.
We had a crazy fight with him and it ended in a draw. But he looked a lot sharper in his fight from that one. I heard that he was sparring with Loma for Loma's training camp in his last bout. And Friday he took on Nair. Woo! All right. I hope I did that right.
Is that his name or is that his nickname?
That's like his nickname. Like it's like woo. Nah, he's from Philly. These are lightweight guys.
Yeah.
Good opening round for both guys. Thought Ortiz edged it slightly. using his jab, controlling distance. But close round. Second round was a better one for Ortiz. He came out slow, ramped up, landing jabs mostly, and a few quick combos to end the round. Third round, Ortiz catches Nair with the counter left hook. Seemed to change the dynamic of the fight. The speed was proven to be like a little too much for Ortiz. By Ortiz, excuse me. By the fifth, Albright would have some success, but ends the round getting wobbled and having to hold on to survive. Second half of the fight, Ortiz was in his bag, man, fighting with his hands low, doing the Roy Jones and a lot of taunting and stuff like that. 8 and 9, Nair would lose, but land some crisp shots in the process. So little defensive flaws there from Ortiz. Showboating a little. So he picked it up a little in the 10th round. Obviously, Nair needing a KO it was a 10 round fight. Needing a KO to win, he came out walking Ortiz down, and ultimately he had no success. He was getting caught with a lot of counters in the process, and the fight goes the distance, with Ortiz winning a unanimous decision.
Nice.
So much better, much improved fighter from the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
So.
Dope.
135 pounder. So just another fish in that big sea, man.
Oh, yeah.
Of the 135 pounders, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good event. I liked it. I obviously the co-main wasn't crazy about that judging or the scoring, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, man. It's fucking boxing,
Damn. So that's a one. So now they get that draw on the record forever, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it's better than a loss, but
yeah, I guess in boxing it's better than a loss. Yeah.
Whatever, And again, when I say like it's boxing, I say that because it's like people who know boxing that they know not to just look at who won and who lost, especially when it comes to decisions. I mean, a knockout is a knockout, but
And I would guess like in Shobox, since it's not like the highest level, I'm sure they don't got like the the best fucking judges.
Yeah.
I'm sure the judges are probably a little worse even than like they have for the big time fights.
Put it this way, and obviously like no disrespect to Marshall Kaufman, but he's not Al Heyman.
Yeah.
He's not King's promotion isn't Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? And or PBC or something like that. So you're not wrong. You might be wrong to some people, but you're not wrong, bro. Like you're right. Speaking of Top Rank, they had a card over in UK, Battle of the Brits.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. Amir Khan finally taking on Kell Brook. Yo, you want to talk about taking forever to make like the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, or is Crawford and Spence ever gonna fight each other and all that stuff? Man, these guys were supposed to fight like at least 10 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Like a decade ago. And it was a pretty good card. I liked it,
Were they the main event?
Yeah. That was the main that was the like that fight was big out there.
I bet, yeah.
Where they're from.
Yeah.
So, my bad, I don't know. I know it's out there in UK in London, but I don't know specifically. So the card opens up. Well, I started watching it. You had this guy Brad Ray taking on Craig McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Brad being 23 years old, 11-0 with 4 knockouts, middleweight division fighter. Craig McCarthy a little older at 34, but about the same amount of experience and being 9-1 with only 2 knockouts.
Yeah.
It was an 8-round fight. Real young prospect, trained by the legendary British fighter Ricky Hatton. Brad Ray, putting his undefeated record on the line. So, he looked poised, patient, came out, landing the jab. Wasn't long until he lands a nice combination that ends with a beautiful right uppercut, sends McCarthy to another world, man. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
As the ref stops the fight, and first round knockout, crazy knockout for Brad Stingray. That's a dope nickname.
Yeah.
Like Stingray. Anyways, so up next we have one of the Azim brothers. The first fight was in the super lightweight division. That's Adam Azim taking on Jordan Ellison. These guys are they're young and they're new to the sport, man. This guy's 2-0, 2 knockouts. Great start to the fight. Adam was able to drop Jordan at the end of the first with a body shot and continued to go to the body, doing great work, mixing it up, dominating the second round, and gets a stoppage in the third with a nice left hook that doesn't actually hurt Ellison, but the body language was enough for the ref to stop the fight, which he did. So third round stoppage for Adam Azim in his third pro fight. And then in the welterweight division, you have his brother Hassam Azim taking on MJ Hall, who fight was closer to a sparring match, mismatch really.
Really?
It was closer to a training session with like MJ just kind of being a walking heavy bag, But that's okay. I mean, this is a second fight, second pro bout, and he was okay just getting the work in and displaying decent boxing skills, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Really impressed by the body work and punch selection. Accuracy was on point against a very low level competitor, but 4 rounds, shutout, and we'll see where they go from here. Both guys and good starts to their careers.
Yeah, nice.
And 2 fighters make their pro debut in the heavyweight division. This is weird, man. I heard this guy Frasier Clark needed an opponent, and apparently they tricked the guy into fighting him, Jake Darnell. I don't know if they tricked him or what, but he basically wanted to go to the fight.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, we got you a ticket, but you got to fight this guy.
What the hell?
That. That's like the story. I don't know. I heard about it online.
Yeah.
Everything online is true. So Frasier Clark, man, he's a big guy, man. 6'6". He was in the Olympics and obviously proved to be far too much for the shorter, wider Darnell. Halfway through the first, dude's nose is looking like Rudolph.
Damn.
And he's leaking, and about a minute left. The first, he comes up. He's up against the ropes and just taking big shots, and in comes the towel. So mission accomplished, I guess, for the Frasier Clark. First fight. So
Word.
gets the knockout, first round knockout.
Nice.
Co-main was really good, man. A women's fight for the super welterweights IBF title, which was vacant. You got Natasha Jones taking on Christina Namus. Natasha Jones, man, I didn't realize how she up there, man. She's 37. Namus is 34. But a steady start for both fighters, sort of. Jonas being the favorite, and as the action picks up midway through this 2-minute round, Jonas starts landing big shots in the left hand, floors Shorty. I mean, she's like backing up and falls. And I wasn't sure if they were going to let it continue because she looked pretty badly hurt. But the round would soon be over because there are only 2 minutes. And, second round starts, more the same. Jonas would catch her opponent with another left. She starts backpedaling and lost balance, so she fell. She didn't really look hurt. It didn't look bad. And, that was it. And I felt bad, man, because, so when she went down, the corner actually was waving the towel, but the referee had to see it, but he continued to count.
Yeah.
And she basically walks over to the corner and telling her like, nah, I'm good. And so the referee's counting, and he does a standing 8 count, and as soon as he gets to 8, he just waves it off. And she's like pleading her case. She literally gets on her knees and just like, and I was like, God. Oh man, that was hard to watch, man.
Damn.
That was really hard to watch, man. Like, I mean, I'm not too mad at the stoppage, but like just seeing her like really adamant and saying like, nah, I can, kind of gave me them like Sean Porter banging on his glove on the canvas vibes, man. Against Crawford.
Damn.
But yeah, man. So, Natasha Jonas, I think this makes her a 3-division champion now.
Damn.
So, good shit for her, man.
Yeah, word.
But yeah, man, speaking of Crawford and Spence or Porter rather, two mutual opponents. And Bud was actually I forgot that Amir Khan was being trained by Bomac. So Bud was like in Amir Khan's corner.
Oh shit.
And it's funny because he knocked both these guys out.
Yeah.
Well, Amir Khan, he made him quit, but beat his ass. So
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, main event: Kell Brook, Amir Khan.
Finally.
Here's the thing, man. Like, I think Amir Khan started his career at like 135.
Yeah.
And worked his way up to 147, whereas Kell Brook was started at 147, moved up to 154, and then came back down. So he's naturally the bigger guy. They're the same age, but I think he suffered less
damage.
I don't know.
Brain damage.
Amir Khan got slept by Danny Garcia. Then he got slept by Canelo.
Yeah.
And I don't think I think those were his only 2 devastating knockouts. Unless, let me see. Because like I said, anyways, Crawford never hurt him or never knocked him out. But he did hurt him. And Brook got knocked out by Crawford, got knocked out by Triple G, Prime Triple G. And so he fought at 160 actually. Yeah, anyways, so these guys are only getting knocked out by like top tier guys, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this idea that Amir Khan doesn't have a chin is like so crazy because this guy does not have a chin like at all, bro. It like everything that he was getting touched with seemed to bother him. Like, we know Amir Khan for being fast. At one point, like we were calling for the Amir Khan Floyd Mayweather fight when Khan was in his prime, and we didn't know he couldn't take a punch like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like that, man. When your chin gets cracked, it gets cracked, and it's more of a mental thing, I think. But nonetheless, bro, Kell Brook came out, and he was boxing good, and he was doing what he had to do. Every single like flush shot seemed to wobble Amir Khan. It was crazy, bro. I've never seen, but he didn't go down. He stayed on his feet.
Yeah.
The whole fight. And he was having his best round in the third. But I was giving every single round to Kell Brook up until the sixth. Kell Brook caught him, and the ref stopped the fight. Didn't catch him. He was landing combinations.
Yeah.
And he had him up against the ropes, and the referee saw enough. It might have been the corner stopping the fight. I don't know.
So he didn't go down at all?
No, he didn't go down, man. But dude, he was wobbled like at least 3 times in every round, like every minute, like every minute of the fight. It was insane, bro. But it was fun, man. It was fun to see these guys. I still think Kell Brook is a good fighter. Again, he only lost to a prime Triple G, and a prime Errol Spence,
yeah,
and a prime Bud Crawford. And he was actually winning against Triple G and Errol Spence. He was winning those fights, and it wasn't like he was getting worked against Crawford. He just took that one shot, and that was it. So I don't know. I think Kell Brook might still have a little left in him. Maybe not to go against
a top guy,
the top guys like that he lost to. But hey, man, put him up against feed him to Boots or Virgil Ortiz or something like that.
Yeah,
because that'll be a good name to have in your resume. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was Saturday during the day for us in America, over in London. That's where they had the fight. So later on that night, you had a Dazn card. I'm just gonna run through all the boxing here, man.
Yeah.
The Dazn card was pretty good. It was Golden Boy, Golden Boy Promotions. Jaime Munguia taking on Demetrius Ballard. You opened the card rather with Ali Laurel taking on Rafael Espinoza in the featherweight division. First off, the most glaringly obvious thing was the size difference. You had a man 5'6" taking on somebody who was 6'1".
Damn.
But oddly, there was only a 1-inch difference in reach. So weird. Anyways, the fight starts, and Espinoza came out just boxing, shooting the jab. Using his reach. 1-inch reach difference, being 6 inches taller, 7 inches taller, something like that. And he's popping the jab. Doesn't really seem to do much, bro. But like it seemed like the first 1-2 he threw, he just drops Laurel, And about a minute in, seemed fine. Just kept rubbing his eyes.
Yeah.
And kept rubbing his eyes, like getting up, and the referee's counting. And the fight continues. Laurel lunges in with a wild overhand right that seemed to connect, but he caught a counter left hook in the process right on his temple. And he goes down again. And at this point, he just doesn't want to get up, man. He just keeps rubbing his eyes. It looked weird. But there you go, man. A 18-0 now with 15 knockouts with
Nice.
the first round KO for Rafael Espinoza. Next fight, in super lightweight division, you had undefeated Diego Torres taking on Jonathan Escobado. Now I had to go do something and miss the first round, but in the second round, Escobado was landing a few shots, seemed to really bother Torres, piss him off, starts throwing bombs, man, starts landing many of them. But Escobado's tough. He's hanging in there. He's even walking Diego down. It was really competitive. The third round, Torres really starts to take control, landing hooks, uppercuts. But he's still being walked down by Escobedo, man. And Escobedo's not really respecting any of that power. You know, by the fifth, dude was leaking. Both his eyes were swelling. And, you know, you might have not been weren't really sure how much longer the fight could last. You know,
Yeah.
in a 10-round bout, the ref even stopped the round a couple times. I think in the fifth and in the seventh to get the doctor in. But both times the fight would continue. And Escobedo, he start to have some of his best moments to actually close the fifth and the second half of the fight. Torres seemed to be bothered. Like, he kept rubbing his mouth or his nose or something, and he kept his mouthpiece kept falling off. Like, he was just eating jabs, and his mouthpiece would fall off. And at some point, I'm like, yo, the referee got to take a point, because that's almost like a knockdown, you know? Like, when the referee has to call a break into the action just to get a new mouthpiece in and all that shit. But yeah, man, like, as bloody and bruised up as Escobedo was, man, he was taking full advantage and, you know, really trying to crawl his way back into the fight. And you can kind of argue that he won maybe the last 5 rounds to even the score, you know. And that's not what happened. It would go to decision. This would be Diego Torres' first fight actually to go past like 7 rounds, because he's 13-0 with 13 knockouts. So he improves to 14-0 with a unanimous decision here. The crowd was booing. By the way, they were in Tijuana. Should have led with that, but they were in this big stadium in Tijuana, and seemed to be like pretty packed. So yeah, man. But it was a good fight, man. You know, good Mexican style fight.
Yeah.
To Mexican fans.
That's dope.
So but they were kind of booing the scorecards, or the decision rather, which I didn't think was I didn't think it was worthy of that. You know, I thought Diego Torres, you know, did what he had to do. He just, was in there against a tougher guy.
Yeah.
So, co-main, you have William Zepeda, man. This guy, you know, he's a fun guy to watch. Taking on Luis Viedas. So the fight starts with Zepeda being the busier fighter, walking Viedas down, and he slipped on the corner. There was a bunch of water in the corner. Like, it was crazy. I've never seen so much water in a corner. Usually when that happens, the referee's like, he'll stop it and be like, yo, you gotta. And the referee was just letting it rock until this dude, he slipped in the corner, and he seemed to injure himself falling down. He like banged on his knee, and you know the referee was giving him some time. But you know, the fight resumes.
Yeah.
And after a while, and Zepeda just walking Viedas down, and I think he's still trying to get his legs together from banging his knee the way he did. The second round starts, and at the same time, Ziedo goes down in the first round. He goes down in the second, but this time it was from a hook. You know, and it looks bad. So he gets up, fight resumes. Zepeda's working this guy, and then he gets dropped. Zepeda goes down.
Yeah.
So after Zepeda gets back up, Viedas rushes in and gets caught like with an elbow, and Zepeda like pushes Viedas down with his forearm, and then the referee takes a point from him. and so the round ends with Viedas back in that corner with all the water, and he slips and falls again. I'm like, yo, this is the weirdest round I've ever seen. And like, so the referee kept telling the corner to wipe the shit down, but the water, man, that it was just like wet. You know, you had.
Were they doing it on purpose?
No. It was just, I don't know, man. They just
just
so
happened.
much water in that corner. They're spilling and shit.
Yeah.
So, third round begins, and Zepeda seems to turn it up, lands some shots, drops Vietas again. He gets back up, and it wasn't much longer until he goes down again and doesn't beat the count. Very weird, sloppy fight, man.
Yeah.
Weird, sloppy fight, but nonetheless, William Zepeda improves to 25-0 with 23 knockouts.
Nice.
I guess it raises his stock. I don't know. It might not. It was, like I said, weird fight.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, like, if I want to see dude again. I mean, I know I do because I know he's a good fighter. He's a lightweight fighter, by the way. It's another 135-pounder.
Damn.
But yeah, that was just so weird, bro. Like,
That's crazy.
But anyways, man. So we move on to the main event, man. Jaime Munguia versus Demetrius Ballard. Yo, so in the weigh-ins, bro, like Jaime Munguia looked so like out of it, and he was he like almost passed out or whatever. Like he was like trying to do like interviews and shit. He had to lay down. His team like had to like fan him.
Oh shit.
And yeah, he looked sick, man.
I think he had a bad weight cut.
Oh yeah, I that's what I'm guessing because he just looked sick, man. Even like while weighing in and everything, bro, he just looked so like he didn't know what was going on type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like instead of like when they were supposed to do the face off, he went up to this opponent to give him like a fist bump and like almost like no, you gotta do the face off first and then do all that shit. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, he walked right up to him.
Like, and instead of like, a lot of times it's like animosity, right? Start off with the animosity.
I
do
think
the
I
face
did see
off.
the clip of that.
And I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of just like.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward.
He looked so out of it, and so I was wondering, like, I don't know if he's gonna perform at his best or anything like that.
Was that like right after the weigh-in or what?
Yeah. Yep. Right after, and I was thinking about putting some money on Ballard just in case. Didn't know much about him, but good opening round for both guys. You could argue that Ballard won it. They were in Tijuana, Mexico, so they probably gave it to Munguia. But round 2 was another decent round for both fighters, and but this round I think Munguia pulled it off. Round 3, Ballard comes out, man, jabbing, boxing well, doing what he has to do. About a minute in, he gets countered with a left. And the saying by Mike Tyson, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
Bro, his game plan went out the window, bro. He was just trying to survive, and up against the ropes. Well, he goes down. He goes down. He gets back up, and again, that's when his game plan goes out the window, bro. He ends up against the ropes. Roger punches would land, and Ballard's mouthpiece goes flying, dude. That shit went flying.
Mm-hmm.
That shit probably still didn't hit the ground, man. Ref stops the fight, and Jaime Munguia, man.
What round?
Third round knockout.
Nice.
It's bad, man. Bad kid, bro. But you got to up that resume up, man. This dude got like 30 fights. He's been a regular champion for the longest, which pretty much makes him a mandatory. Yeah, man. Let him fight. Let's see, Andre just moved up. And Triple G's going to move up to fight Canelo. Charlo's going to move up. Jeez. I don't know. Let him fight somebody else in the 160. Let him fight Chris Eubanks or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe he's struggling to make weight. Maybe he should move up too.
That's true. I don't know, but he definitely has to start fighting bigger guys. Bigger names, rather.
I bet that place went crazy when he got the knockout then.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at the...
The what?
Wow. Sergey Derevyanchenko is number 4.
The ranking?
Yeah. Ryan Murata, Chris Eubanks, Liam Williams. Not a lot of names in the middleweight division, man. It's crazy, right? It's like so many middleweights when Canelo was in there, and now they're all super middleweight.
Everybody's chasing them. They're going up, going down.
Yeah. But Yeah, I think that was it for all the boxing that I watched. It's a pretty good night.
There was bare knuckle boxing.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I think it was a Saturday night. I didn't watch it either, but Mike Perry made his bare knuckle debut. I think he's like perfect for bare knuckle. Like he's like that type of guy where like he just has that look. Like he's like a real tough guy. Like he always gets fucking super bloody, and he has that one fight where he got his nose broken really bad, and his nose was like completely fucking crooked. So he made his debut against Julian Lane, who they had gotten a scuffle or something at some event. I forget what event it was. It might have been like a Triller event or something. That they were there and they got in a fight like in the audience or something.
That's the best place to do it.
And so they had a real bare knuckle fight, and Mike Perry got the decision win. He knocked him down. I think in like it was only 5 rounds. I think he knocked him down in the third. He looked good, man. And like I said, I think he's kind of built for that bare knuckle shit. I think they already talked about giving him a title shot for whoever. I mean, I don't even know how many fighters are in there, so I don't know, but yeah. Obviously he got the name.
Yeah, I was about to say, as far as that name.
Yeah, they'll throw him up there, and I'm sure it's fun to watch. And then also Chad Mendez, another UFC guy, he made his debut. He got a TKO win over Joshua Alvarez. Never heard of him. But yeah, he looked really good, man. And Chad Mendez looked super jacked. I guess he went up at least like 2 weight classes, I think, because he looked huge. Like he looked like he just like blew up. Like he got muscles on muscles. So he went up to lightweight. I think he fought at featherweight. So yeah, he went up at least 10 pounds. But yeah, he looked huge and he looked good, man. I saw the highlights and he looked pretty good. I think they said that he's also gonna possibly get a title shot. Because like I said, I don't know how many other guys there are in there, but all these, I'm sure as far as the big name guys, they're gonna throw them right up there. But yeah, and then there was also a lot of MMA. We had Bellator on Saturday as well. Not too many big names on the card. I'll run through it real quick. So the first fight was a heavyweight fight. Davion Franklin taking on Said Soma. Heavyweight fight. Davion Franklin got decision win, split decision. There was a catchweight fight at 175. Brennan Ward versus Brandon Bell. Brennan Ward got the TKO win. Next fight was a lightweight fight. Adam Piccolo versus Georgie Karakaian. That was a lightweight fight. Yeah, Piccolo got the decision win there. The co-main was a welterweight fight. Andrei Koreshkov versus Chance Racontre. These guys all got some crazy names. And Andre got the TKO win. It says spinning body kick and punches. I should have went back and watched that one. Yeah. But yeah, and then the main event was Logan Storley versus Naaman Gracie. I think it said that Naaman Gracie is like 4th generation Gracie family. I think I know like the main brothers like Hoyce and Horian and Hickson. Those are like the 3 main guys. I know Hickson has a son, Crowe Gracie, who fights in the UFC. I thought he was like the only active like Gracie in MMA, but I guess this guy is too. But yeah, supposedly I heard he got his ass whooped for 5 rounds. And he lost the decision to Storley. Yeah, kind of not a whole lot of big names. I wonder if there was any injuries or something. Usually they have at least one big fight on there. But yeah, that was on Showtime.
I think the Gracie name was supposed to be the one.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. But like I said, I had never heard of him. Crowe Gracie is the one that I know he hasn't fought in a while, but I would love to see him fight again, hopefully soon. It's gotta be crazy though when his dad Hickson's like considered like one of the greatest like of all time. Like,
right.
It's gotta be crazy though. And he actually trains with Nick Diaz, Crowe Gracie.
Nice.
He trains with the Nick Diaz Nick Diaz his gym. So yes, and then we had the UFC. We had UFC Fight Night, which props to UFC for even pulling the card off because there was like so many fights for this card that got canceled or postponed or it was crazy. So the fight that was supposed to headline it was the the fight was Rafael Dos Anjos versus Rafael Vasiv. That got postponed because I guess Faziev couldn't get his visa issues or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I guess a lot of fighters are going through that with the COVID shit. So that got pushed back, I think, to the March 5th card to the I think it's 272 Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. So I think it's gonna be the co-main there. And so for this card, the Jamahal Hill and Johnny Walker got the step up to the main event. Johnny Walker's been in a couple main events. This is the first one for Jamahal Hill. He's a more up and comer guy. I think, Jamahal Hill's actually a year older. Jamahal Hill's 30 years old, American kid, and Johnny Walker's 29, Brazilian. Yeah, Johnny Walker had his first 3 fights in UFC. He had 3 big knockouts, and I remember right after that, everybody thought they're like, "Oh, John Jones, this guy's gonna be the one to beat John Jones."
Yeah.
When he first was coming up, and he looked good. He did look pretty good, but then they threw him they threw him to the wolves, I think, a little early, and he fought. I think Corey Anderson was the first one to really fucking knock him out, and then I think he lost 4 of his last 5 or something like that. And then Jamahal Hill, I have seen him. I have seen him his last fight. His nickname is Sweet Dreams, and in his last fight, he lived up to the name. He put that guy to sleep. I think it was Jimmy Crute, the guy that he fought. He got a mullet. That's why I remember, because I remember he knocked him out and his mullet went crazy and made it look even worse. But Jamahal Hill definitely got that fucking knockout power, man. It was really impressive. He knocked out Johnny Walker 2 minutes 55 seconds into the fight. They're kind of filling each other out. Johnny Walker got a real kind of unorthodox style. He's fun to watch. He's really explosive. He got crazy flying knees and shit. And Jamahal Hill doesn't even look like he's in the best shape. He kind of looks almost like a little chubby. You know what I mean? And man, he lands a crazy right hand. Hits Johnny Walker right in the temple. And it was wild the way he reacted. He went back and then his body reacted a second late.
Yeah.
It was almost like he got hit again by a ghost, and then his fucking arms threw up, his legs went straight, and he just went straight back. And then Jamahal Hill jumped right on him, and he hit him with one solid punch right to the jaw, and you could tell Johnny Walker was asleep. That one picture went viral. It just looked bad when he was against the cage, all fucked up.
Yeah, that was disturbing, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, man, that kid definitely got some power on him. He definitely is gonna be, I think, a contender in the light heavyweight division. It's crazy how that happens, right? John Jones leaves, and then all of a sudden there's all these light heavyweights fucking popping up.
That's how it always is, man.
Yeah, because when John was there, it was they got no competition. Especially when Johnny Walker got knocked out by Corey Anderson. He was the one that people thought was gonna give John problems. But yeah, man, this kid looks fun. I'm looking forward to watching him fight. I think he's 10-1. He got 6 knockouts. Yeah, he got a bright future ahead of him, I think. Dana seemed pretty excited. Pretty excited for him. Damn, I should have went. I guess I'll go backwards here. I should have went the other way, but the co-main, it was Kyle Dawkins, fighter out of Philadelphia. He's the brother of I forget the other Dawkins name. The other Dawkins guy. He recently got knocked out by Derek Lewis. Yep, Chris Dawkins. Yeah, that sounds right. He took on Jamie Pickett. This was a pretty good fight. I mean, it only lasted a round, but it seemed pretty even. I would say halfway through the round, Dawkins, clearly was trying to get him down. He was, obviously wanted to grapple, and was able to get him down and had him on the ground for a while, and then he got him in a Darce choke. And the Darce choke is kind of weird. It's kind of hard to see, how it goes. I'm not exactly sure how it goes, but it's like the arm goes underneath the neck, and you're kind of on top of him, so you can't really tell how deep it is. And so he was working on it for a while, and he seemed fine. The guy wasn't didn't seem very bothered by it. And then it was coming to the end of the round, and you could hear his corner telling him 10 more seconds, or they make the noise obviously too. 10 more seconds left. And it seems like he's gonna survive. And literally with 1 second left, he taps. Wow. And the ref, I think it was Herb Dean, stops the fight. It was a little confusion at first, because obviously he tapped and then the bell went off right after. So it was a little confusion whether the fight was the fight had ended, like he had stopped it, or it was the end of the round. But no, he definitely they looked at it. He definitely had tapped right before the bell. So that's kind of unfortunate for him, but hell of a choke for Kyle Daukaus. It was pretty impressive. And that was a catchweight fight too at 195, which is weird. I wonder what happened there. I mean, you know what it probably was? It probably was a last-minute fight. One of them was probably last-minute replacement or something. Yeah. Because like I said, with so many of these fights, so many fights getting canceled on this card and shit. The next fight, going backwards, there's a heavyweight fight. Parker Porter defeated Alan Badeau by decision, 3-round fight. The one before that, we had a lightweight fight. The legend, UFC veteran Jim Miller, he fought Nicholas Mota. Nicholas Mota is like a really young kid. He's like, I think he's coming off the latest season of The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. And Jim Miller's 38 years old, from New Jersey. This guy's fought, been fighting for a really long time. Yeah, man. He's fought so many people. Always fun to watch him fight. And he gets a fucking second round TKO against this kid, man.
That was his 50th fight.
Yep, 50th fight. Wow. And with this win, still knocking guys out, like knocking out a young guy. It was impressive. Yeah. Like, and it was a second round knockout. The first round was really even. Like Mota definitely had the I would say sharper striking. As far as punches, like he was definitely touching up Jim Miller a little bit. Jim Miller his hands looked a little slow, but he was definitely like Mota definitely seemed to have the power early, but Jim Miller slowed him down like real quick with leg kicks. Like he just was beating up his legs really bad, and Mota almost looked like he had never got hit in the leg before, because like the way he was moving his leg, like he wasn't even trying to check it. He was like doing like the worst thing you can do, which is just like trying to like eat it. He's like he was like stepping down on it. And like that's not what you want to do. If anything, you want to lift the leg up and let them kick it out. Right. But yeah, so he was taking hard leg kicks, and then it definitely slowed him down right away. And then Jim Miller just catches him with a perfect fucking like straight right in the second and puts him down, jumps all over him, a little bit of ground and pound, and the ref stops it. So really impressive win for the veteran. I think with this win, he's now tied with Donald Cerrone for the most UFC wins. Wow. And he mentioned again, which I had mentioned before in his last fight, where he said he wants to fight at UFC 300 because he fought on UFC 100 and he fought on UFC 200, and he wants to make it to try to fight until UFC 300. Yeah, that's crazy. That'd be dope. He might fuck around and pass Cowboy. I don't know if Cowboy gets another win. I don't know if Cowboy even fights again, but
yeah, I was about to say I think he's done.
Yeah, he might be done. But man, he looked good. Jim Miller looked really good. In the post fight, he said that this camp, he was honest. He said this camp was really rough for him, just because of his age and shit. Like, yeah. But he looked good, man. And like I said, getting a knockout win over like a young guy like that, like fresh off the Ultimate Fighter, like really really impressive. Mm-hmm. Brazilian kid, like the kid Mota looked good. Like I said, this is his UFC debut pretty much, but like he looked really good. Definitely was no slouch. So yeah, that was the UFC card pretty much. There wasn't nothing else. Oh yeah, this fight. Damn, I wanted to show you this knockout too. I forgot. Yeah, the feature bout for the prelims was David Onama versus Gabriel Benitez. Benitez has been in the UFC for a while. Mexican fighter. He's really good striking. It only lasted a round, which was really even round. I would say. Benitez was landing some really hard punches on Onama, but Onama kept coming forward. He kept putting on the pressure. At one point, he gets hit with a punch like right in the eye, and you could tell it's bothering him. Like he's like wiping his eye. Like, it was weird. Like he wasn't complaining about it, but he kept like wiping his eye as he's like throwing punches and getting punched. Right. So like it was kind of crazy, but the ref didn't stop it. Like I said, he wasn't complaining. He was just kind of trying to get it fixed. He was smart and clinched up for a little bit and kind of used that time to recover a little bit, and then separated. He kept getting hit with big shots. It looked like he was gonna go down because I didn't know how many shots he was gonna take, and then he just he keeps backing up Benitez, and then he finally like gets him cornered. It looks like Benitez kind of misjudged where he was and like kind of bounced back into the fence, and then he just threw a flurry of punches at him and just didn't stop. I think they said it was like 14 punches, just kept going, and then like the last 4 landed right on the jaw, and he just put him out. It was crazy. It was a really really nice knockout.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that.
Yeah. That was also a catchweight fight, so there must have been something up there too. But yeah, it was kind of a weird card overall. It kind of sucks how they fucked up that like epic 4-week run we were supposed to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it was supposed to be the last paper, the Izzy fight, and then this one was supposed to be what's it called, the Rafael Dos Anjos, Rafael Fiziev, and then next week it was supposed to be Islam Makhachev versus Benil Dariush, but then it came out Benil Dariush had some kind of leg injury or ankle injury, I think, so he was forced to pull out. So that's already 2 out of those 4, fights that ain't gonna happen.
Is this guy replacing him?
So yeah, Bobby Green. Who just fought. He just fought last week, right?
Yeah.
So he's taking the fight pretty much 10 days notice. I think they said it's most likely gonna be at a catch weight, so that he doesn't have to cut down again to 155.
Yeah.
But that should be interesting, man. Bobby Green, it's so crazy how that happened, because I remember right after his win, he had that big win at 271. They were saying how, man, did this guy deserve a main event? Like, does he deserve to, like, he's been in UFC for a long time, so like maybe he should finally get, like headline a fight night or something. And then boom, like fucking like 2 days later, he gets the call pretty much, and now he's gonna be headlining his first fight night.
Yeah, but he's
got his hands full for sure.
Yeah, and 10 days notice, and he just fought. And I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, and then Islam, obviously this guy seems like he's the real deal.
He's gonna get worked, but we'll see. What happens.
And I don't think
10 days.
I don't think Islam is even gonna entertain any kind of stand up with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think he's just gonna get the win quick. I have a feeling it's gonna be a first round submission.
Yeah.
Most likely. But yeah, man, I was pissed about that, man. The Benil Dariush, that was pretty much supposed to be a title eliminator. It sucks for Islam Makhachev. It seems like he got so much bad luck, man. This is like another big fight for him that could have been led to a title shot that now isn't gonna happen. I mean, even if he does finish him in like fantastic fashion, I don't know if he deserves a title shot off of this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. That kind of sucks. I still hope that fight happens. The Benil Dariush and Islam fight happens. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Another lightweight fight that Dana said is in the works is Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler. They haven't set a date yet, but he said that one's gonna happen. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
That's a crazy fight. That'd be really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be I think they're both Mexican, right? I think Brian Ortega's like American Mexican, but
right, yeah.
But yeah, that'd be a really good fight, man. There's the 2 top featherweights. I love to see that one. And so then the following week after that is 272 on March 5th. Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, and then the co-main will be Rafael Dos Anjos and Rafael Fiziev. That should be really good. Also Edson Barbosa, Bryce Mitchell. That should be really good. This is Bryce Mitchell, pretty much his first. I'll say his first big test at like an elite guy. Kevin Holland, Alex Oliveira. That should be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Greg Hardy. Yeah, it should be a good one. Definitely looking forward for that one. Thiago Santos is coming back. And then what's the other? 273. Oh yeah, Alex Volkanovski and Korean Zombie. You know what's crazy? Korean Zombie went down to train with Henry Cejudo.
Is that the only fight? Like, what's the co-main on that card? If they have it yet?
Aljamain and Peter Yan.
Okay.
For the bantamweight.
I was gonna say, man, that's not a.
Mackenzie Dern, Tisha Torres. That should be a good fight. Yeah, they have to put the 2.
Yeah.
They gotta put those 2 on there. Even then. Oh, Calvin Gastelum.
Okay.
Ian Gary. Oh, this is that kid from Ireland.
Yeah.
That I saw fight at 268. This kid should be fun to watch. But yeah, man, a lot of fights coming up.
Yeah, and actually for boxing next week we have Chris Colbert defending his junior welterweight title, WBA junior welterweight title against Hector Garcia, with the co-main being Gary Antoine Russell taking on Victor Postal. So that should be a good test for one of the Gary Russells. Also Lawrence Okoli putting his WBO cruiserweight title on the line against Michael Cieslak. I hope I said that right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for on March 4th. Jose Ramirez taking on Jose Pedraza. That's a Mexico versus Puerto Rico fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually that same weekend you have Roman Gonzalez taking on Julio Cesar Martinez. So some good fights coming up. Of course, you have like Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. On the same night, you have Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano.
Yep.
Dillian White, I don't know what the hell he's doing, bro. He's supposed to sign the contract to fight Fury. He's about to miss that title shot that he's been waiting for like 6 years.
Yeah, he's trying to get the most money out of as he can, and he might end up getting nothing.
I don't know what's going on, man. I think he's just playing mind games or some shit. But that fight should happen, and if not, then I guess Fury's gonna just take on somebody else. I don't know who that would be, but
Yeah.
AJ's gonna take on Usyk for the rematch. Hoping to see a better fight from AJ. And Canelo, man, we have like actually before we get into this whole Canelo thing, Lomachenko is set to be the guy who gets the shot against George Kambosos. I believe that's gonna be on like June 5th or something, out in Australia.
Yeah.
But they're gonna do it for the American audience. Like they're gonna do it Sunday afternoon in Australia, which makes for a Saturday night for us.
Nice.
Because we're Americans and we're spoiled, so we got to get what we want, right?
Yeah.
Nah, man, it should be a good fight, man. I think they're doing it right, Kambosos, and there's only a rematch clause if Kambosos loses. So if Vasily Lomachenko loses, remember, man, Australia is where we saw Pacquiao lose to Jeff Horn.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. You gotta be careful. Loma might need a knockout.
Yeah.
He might be down in the scorecards already.
So this is his chance to get his belts back, pretty much, right?
Well, this is a chance of getting undisputed because he would get his belts back plus the belt that
The one he didn't have, yeah.
fighting for against Teofimo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And again, I know people don't always agree with the undisputed thing because of Devin Haney, but poor Devin Haney, right, bro? That guy can't get a fight, man.
Yeah, he just needs a fight already. Like,
jeez. But I think this is the most lucrative thing for them to do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think the second best thing for them to do would have been not as lucrative, but Ryan Garcia would have been better because it would have been more money and probably an easier fight. Ryan Garcia being out the ring for so long. But,
yeah.
Ryan's gonna fight I forget who, but same promoter as Kambosos. But yeah, anyways, so Canelo, apparently there's no actual deal, like nothing's set in stone still. Dimitri Bivol signed to fight, but the zone needs Triple G, for that package to work. And so basically Canelo, it seems like he has two offers, two fight offers. Canelo, Triple G, and Bivol, and then Triple G. If he goes with Matchroom, Beevil's at 175, so that'd be Canelo second time in that division.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting a better fighter though, and then we all know the rivalry he got with Triple G. Put an end to that. The second package would be to sign with the PBC and fight Jamal Charlo, Jamal Charlo, and David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like the first fight from the first offer better, and the second fight from the second offer better. I would rather see him fight Bivol and then Benavidez.
Yeah.
I'd actually rather see him fight Benavidez. I'd actually rather see him fight Bivol than Better BF. Stay at 175. Stay at 175. What are you doing? Better BF is gonna fight Joe Smith Jr. I highly doubt that Joe Smith Jr. Gets past that fight. But I'd rather see Canelo fight Bivol and then the winner of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then just stay at and then come back down. I don't know, man. Or actually, if you're gonna do that, I don't know if all that weight fluctuation is gonna hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, stay at 168, fight Charlo, then Benavidez, then move up. Or no, and then Triple G.
Yeah.
And then move up. You know what I'm saying? Then fight Bivol, Benavidez, or Better BF, and then move up to cruiserweight if you still want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That would be like his best bet, I think, personally.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not how boxing works. That's not how the world works. Nothing's ever perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. But it's pretty clear that we're gonna see him in March and September.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if he keeps prolonging these things and doesn't get the fights. But we'll see what's up, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Because all those are good names. Even Triple G.
Fuck
you
yeah.
know, not the same fighter, but I'm sure something's gonna come out. I think.
Yeah. Just...
I think Triple G's gonna get up for. I think Triple G's not gonna get up for anybody else but Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, he'll probably get sparked out by a lot of these other guys at 168, but top guys. But I think he's, you know, it's personal, but you know, he's still talking shit. He's still adamant that he won those fights. He's still salty about the judging, the way that the suspension was handled. He's salty about a lot of shit. Some things I don't blame him, but at the same time, like, that was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so you know he gotta put that behind him, and it's looking like he might have an opportunity. But he's actually the one that's holding up the deal, on the Dazn end, on the Matchroom end rather, because he has a fight with Ryan Murata, and I don't know if that's entirely his fault. You know, the fight was supposed to happen in December of last year, but the COVID restrictions had the fight canceled.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like I said, I'm looking forward to all that, man. You know, I don't care who Canelo fights, as long as it's one of those guys. It's a big name. He's been fighting big names his whole career, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, people like he put a post up that basically said like whoever he picks, he ducks somebody else. Like if he picked Charlo, he ducked Benavidez. If he picked Benavidez, he ducked Beterbiev. If he picked Beterbiev, he ducked Bivol. And that's true, man. You know, he can't fight them all, man. These other guys gotta fight each other.
Yeah.
And I know Benavidez wants to fight Andre. And we'll see what's up with that. But yeah, man. Like I said, next week we got some more action on Showtime and also Dazn, just like this week. So
yep, and some UFC.
And I think another Bellator card next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
So more action coming to you, man.
Word.
But that's it for this episode, man. Once again, my name is Manny.
My name's Alberto.
This is the OnlyFights podcast, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.